Hello, my name is Kevin Drake, and this is my Milestone 2 web development project. For this assignment, I chose option 2, the simple arcade game, and created a minimalist golf game. The objective of this game is to score 10 goals as quickly as possible, with your score being based on an inverse function of time, meaning the faster you score, the more points you earn. So when you load onto my website, you'll probably begin on the home page. The project includes several pages for milestone 1, and such as this one, but many of them are expanded with game-related features. For example, the homepage here serves as the main hub where users can find game details and access the global leaderboard, which dynamically displays the top scores by day, week, month, or lifetime. The leaderboard is powered by the database queries that update based on the selected time frame from these buttons. So moving on, we're going to want to register, which is exactly the same as milestone 1 actually, is enter your email and username and password, and then you come here and log back in. The game page here is the core of the project. It's built with HTML5 canvas and JavaScript. The player is this little red ball that you control by clicking and dragging your mouse, handled by event listeners. And the resultant vector is broken down into its XY components, and the velocity is added to the player object. When you actually get to the goal, which is represented by the black circle, it's randomly repositioned each time it's scored upon, and the game ends after 10 goals, and the final score is sent to the leaderboard using an AJAX post request. And this is only actually added to the leaderboard if the user is signed in, because the highest score is actually quite difficult to beat. Users can always just look at their previous 10 scores dynamically on their profile page here on the nav bar. You can also do the same functions from milestone 1 of changing your email, username, or password. So the actual game mechanics are handled in the JavaScript file, and here it's checked when a user clicks and drags the mouse, and as you can see, this arrow is drawn dynamically to represent the direction and strength of the shot. On release, the arrow, the velocity is added to the ball, and friction is applied to slow the ball. And there's also restitution on collision against balls, which allows the ball to bounce around, which is quite fun. Like I said before, the scoring system rewards faster gameplay, with the goal using a formula based on the inverse of time since the goal was created, and the player's total score is displayed in the top left along with how many goals you've got. On the back end, leaderboard queries and profile score tracking are managed using PHP and the database. So on the homepage, the buttons filter leaderboard results by time frame, handled by a PHP variable, which does dynamically changes the queries used. And this, one of these queries is pretty much the exact same thing that's used on the profile page, which just gets the current user's previous 10 scores using a for each loop, similar to cars.php that we did in class. So overall, this project was a valuable learning experience because the concept of a simple arcade game seems pretty straightforward. When I was actually implementing it, it required a lot of balancing front end and back end along with the database. From doing this, I learned a lot about testing and debugging in a more practical sense, because I'm used to testing, debugging, just raw code that doesn't work. But with something like this, you have to really play test and make sure everything works. So my biggest takeaway would be that while web dev can appear simple, creating a functional and visually appealing application to meet the requirements and high standards of modern internet uh, websites is pretty complex and is a really time intensive process. So, I mean, obviously my website doesn't look too great, but even this uh, took it took a little bit of time to get to. But through this project, I've gained some, and the course as a whole, I've gained foundational skills which help will help with my confidence in later full stack development. And I do look forward to continuing to do web dev for personal projects, and maybe I could even uh, begin to do it professionally or in my profession if I had a little bit more training and could work with AWS. But thank you for this class, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my project.